morning. Eating some nuts and fruit and stuff. So it's what day is it? Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. That sucks. It feels like it's much further into the week than that. It's like 8 o'clock. I already delivered my load in the Dalles. And then drove a couple hours back to the yard. And then got this load. So I'm heading down to Portland to pick up some steel going to Seattle tomorrow. And when you know, it has to be tarped. So that's been the theme. Preloaded Friday, the load going to Idaho that had to be tarped. Tarped it. Go to Idaho. Untarp. Pick up in the same town in Idaho a load that needs to be tarped. Tarp that. Go to the Dalles. Untarp. Now I'm picking up a load that needs to be tarped. Everything needs to be tarped, and this is going to Seattle, which, you know what that means? The way things have been going, I'll probably get a load of drywall coming out of Seattle that has to be tarped tomorrow. I go both ways on tarping. On the one hand, it's not that hard. It takes time, which is probably my biggest problem with it. Once I get loaded and tied down, I want to go. I don't want to hang out for an extra hour tarping. And then when I get where I'm going, I have to spend an extra hour untarping. So I'm losing 2 hours of drive time, I guess, when I tarp. It's a little bit of work, but really the work part's not that bad. I think I've talked about that before. Really the worst part about having tarps is moving them when you change trailers, or when what you're picking up, even if it doesn't need to be tarped, if it's going to take the whole trailer, then you need to move your tarps, put them on top of something, or, you know. The good part about it is you get paid more to tarp, and I get all of the tarp fee. The loads, the truck gets a percentage of, and then I pay myself a percentage of that percentage. But the tarp fees, we get 100% of, and then I pay myself also 100% of that. So it's more money, especially when every load mauling has to get tarped. I'm definitely making more money. Anyhow, so I'm just dealing with traffic to get across the bridge into Portland, so I can get down there and get my steel. This is going to the same place where I went to twice on Friday. I'm hoping, since it's not end of month now, that it won't take 6 hours to get this load, but who knows, maybe it will. Traffic sucks, but I think I'm through the worst of it, at least on the way to my destination. Really, I just had to jump on the freeway, get across the bridge, and then I'm taking the second exit. So I'm already in the exit only lane. should be there in like 10 minutes or something. And then, since it's not month end, hopefully there won't be a big jam up of trucks and I can get in and out pretty quickly and be on my merry way. We'll see. So, I'm sure I'll keep you posted. So it's 9:48. I got to, you guys remember me sitting here all day Friday. So I got here, nobody here. I mean, there was people here working, no other trucks here. Checked in, pulled straight in. This is a 2 pickup load, so I have to pick up at 2 different places here. But pulled straight into the first part, which is the bulk of my load. Got it on. Now came over to this other area to get the second part, and there's 1 truck in there, and then it's my turn. So things are going much better today than they did Friday, time-wise. Once I get this on, I'm not sure if I have to tarp it or not. My dispatch paperwork said tarp, but none of their paperwork, the paperwork for the first part I picked up didn't say anything about tarp, so maybe the second part will, I don't know. We'll find out. So, anyways, that's where we're at. Things are going quickly. You might be able to see now, I'm not sure, there's a greenish blue truck backed into a bay. I'm just waiting for that guy to leave, and then I'm backing in there, I believe, to get my last couple pieces put on. And then I should be on my way. Like I was saying, I might have to tarp it. Dispatch paperwork says must tarp. Usually their paperwork says like tarp on it, and then they circle it and make you initial that you saw that it has to be tarped. But I picked up my paperwork for the majority of the load already, and it didn't say anything about tarping, so that would lead me to believe that the bulk of the load, the 40,000 pounds that's already on me, doesn't need to be tarped. And then we'll find out about the last little bit once it's on me. So, anyhow, just waiting. Hopefully not for very long. Well, hello! I'm all done here, finally. Heading out. Just got done tarping it. You might be able to see some of the trailer in the shot. You probably will for sure here in a second when I start swinging this corner. You can see the load and how it's tarped. It doesn't look like much. It's just a small itty bitty little pile in the middle of the trailer, but it's heavy. It's steel plate, so it's not super heavy, I guess. It's about 45,000 pounds, something like that, maybe 46,000. I scaled it, but I don't remember exactly. I remember what my axle weights are. I wrote those down, so I know what my axle weights are and what my gross is. I just don't remember off the top of my head the exact numbers, which is what would tell me exactly what the load weighs. It's much heavier than its size would suggest, but it's not like a super heavy load. So it's muddy and slick. I can feel the truck sliding around a little bit. So anyhow, I think my day's about over. Just got to get out of here, head back to the yard, Parker. I'm gonna go take care of some stuff in the office. One of the office ladies wants a copy of like my Oregon permits for their files or whatever, because I just went and got those. But I didn't know she needed a copy, so I never took one to her. I need to get my direct deposit switched, because I went to the bank over the weekend and changed the bank account that I was using for the business to an actual business account, which is a whole new account. So I need to have my settlements deposited to that account. And then I also need to change the lease, since I'm leased to them, but my current lease to them is under my personal name, not the business name. So now that I have a business license and I'm operating under that business name, the lease needs to be changed to reflect that business name. So I'm gonna go take care of those things since I'm gonna be off early. And then go home and take a shower and then do nothing. Sit on my butt. Do you think, well, you've been sitting on your butt for the last few days? That's true. I have. I've also been tarping a lot. I tarped and untarped, then tarped and untarped, and now I've tarped. But sitting on your couch at home is a whole lot different than sitting in the driver's seat of a truck or a car or whatever. Driving is very tiring. I mean, you're paying attention to a lot, and that tires you out. So it'll be nice to go sit on my couch or wherever I choose to place my butt and not have to pay attention to anything if I don't want to. At least for now. I'm gonna have to get up super early to take this load up to Seattle. So, but that's okay. It'll be nice sleeping in my own bed, snuggling with my wife and my babies, all of my babies, a whole bunch of babies at my house, ranging in age from, what, 3.5 months to 14 years, a whole bunch of babies. So yeah, excited. So now watch, there'll be some big crazy traffic jam and it'll take me 6 hours to go the 6-8 miles back to the yard. No, it'll be fine. I will be home soon, and I'm happy.